What's going on, everyone? Hayden here. I want to talk about the feeling of giving up because I've had this loads of times in my journey. Luckily, things are going really well now, but I've had this loads of times, and this usually comes about when you are feeling like you're not making any progress. Maybe you've lost money for a month. Maybe you've lost money continuously. Maybe you're not quite making the money that you think. Maybe you're getting price tanked. There's loads of different reasons why you feel this. And by the way, I've just moved house, so there's boxes everywhere. I don't usually live in a mess. But I thought I'd tell you how I sort of deal with it and what helps me, because it's a real problem. And it's the difference between you succeeding and the difference between you doing it, the difference between you giving up, the difference between you continuing or not continuing. So let's dive into this, right? What are you going to do instead? That would be my question. What are you going to do instead? So let's say, for example, if you feel like giving up and then you give up today, right? How are you going to feel in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months or maybe even 2 or 3 years down the line? Are you going to look back and know deep down that you could have made this work? If so, then it's not right to give up. If so, it's not right to give up. However, if this is affecting your life massively, you're not enjoying it, you know you can make more money elsewhere, right? Because Amazon is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a long-term hard business that, you know, it takes time. It's not easy, right? If you think that you're not going to regret giving up, you're constantly frustrated about it, there's not really much that you enjoy about it at all, right? Maybe it's not right for you. And maybe that's something that you've got to acknowledge and take on board, and maybe it's not the right industry for you. But if you know that you can make it work, if you've seen enough success stories to know that you can make it work, even if you want it as just a small income or not your main one, right? All of these things are possible, right? All of these things. Now, I'm not saying I'm the biggest success story, you know, like I make money from Amazon, but I don't make, you know, tens of thousands a month. I don't make millions, right? I'm still well in my journey, right? But I know enough to know that it's possible, especially if you're prepping it yourself and like doing the work yourself. Oh my word. But I also know that it's possible if you want to outsource it as well. Not easy, but possible, right? The difference is the persistence and the time that you need to stick with it, right? So what I had to do, and what I would say to you, is that you've got to make a decision, right? There's no half in on this. There's no in and out. There's no like, oh, I might make this work. You know, it's going to be, it's okay, but I'm not really that bothered about it, because quite frankly, you're better off doing something else. If you want to make this work, you've got a commitment to make it work. You've got to have a commitment to make it work, because otherwise you could be making more money in something else. But long term, if you're going to stick with this, then it could work out very nice for you, and you can make a lot of money in it, or you can make whatever money you want to make it. There's enough people doing that to know that it's possible, right? Yes, you're going to have to tweak on the way. Yes, you're going to have to make changes on the way to make sure that you're tweaking, adjusting, disrupting to the current marketplace. But it's more than possible. So the question is not whether it's possible. The question turned into, are you willing to put in the work, the tenacity, the hours, the strength inside you to make this happen for you? Do you want it enough, or would you prefer to focus on something else? That's all it comes down to. You can have good weeks, good months, bad months, good years, bad years. There's no way, if you don't stick to this, keep disrupting, keep working, keep twisting, turning, plotting, planning, making adjustments, that you're not going to make this work. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but you can make it work. There's enough success stories out there to know that you can make it work if you stick with it. So the question doesn't come down to whether it works. The question comes down to essentially whether you work, whether you're going to put the effort in to make this work. That's the question, isn't it? And if you're not, then you may as well give up, because it's not an overnight thing. You've got to stick with it. If you're not willing to put in that work long term, if you haven't got Amazon as your longer term goals, a part of it at least, then I honestly think there's easier ways to make money. So the decision, in summary, the decision should be, are you going to make the commitment? Are you willing to stick with this? Or are you just going to give up in a year, in which case there's probably not much point doing it, is there? So make sure you like and subscribe if you've enjoyed that video. I will see you soon.